So welcome. It is 6 o'clock. Let's get started. If you're new, make sure you put your email in the chat so I can send you a link to the YouTube video once I submit it. Also, it is good for me to have your email so when I send each link out each week, you'll have it. So welcome for anybody that's new. Hey Georgia, hey Darnell, hey Anna, how y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Hello,
Um,
Mr. President.
What I can say is just somebody just popped in. What I can say is, and who knows Carlos?
I do.
Guess what?
He passed.
hmm
Okay.
Yes, I didn't, I didn't
Okay.
put it up, but he called. I talked to him this morning. Then I sent him the science stuff. I was hoping
Okay.
I hope he comes in tonight so he can give you some tips or things to work on. But yeah, that's a good thing. All right, so what have we been
Yeah.
working on this week? What have we been working on this week that you want to work
Exponents.
on? Exponents.
Yeah, I tried to find a video of yours with exponents, but I couldn't find one.
So it's not too many questions on exponents. You might have something like this.
Okay.
You not do something like that? Like, so let
Uh,
me ask you a question. Like, if I'm looking, if you have this, if this answer was on your practice test or real exam, what answers can you get rid of right away? What answers can you rid of right away? Anybody?
Uh,
What answers can you get rid of right away? 6 to the 20th, 6 to the 24th, 2 to the 13th times 3 to the 7th, 2 to the 17th times 3 to the 7th. Which ones? Say it again.
2 to the 13 times 3 over 7.
Oh, no, no, definitely not that one.
6 to the 20,
6 to the 20th, and what else?
6 to the
6 to the
24.
24.
Right away. Because we already know the exponent rules. We know the exponent rules only work with exponents with the same base. So what they did is they just did 2 times 3 to get 6.
Mhm,
No, that's not what we're doing. So right
mhm.
away, you know 6 to the 20th and 6 to the 24th is incorrect. So first of all, there's several exponent rules in play first. All right, first of all, and I'm just going to summarize real quick. Anything to the 0 power is what? Does anybody know?
0,
Nope.
1.
1. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what the base is. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything to the first power is what?
1.
Nope.
1.
0.
Nope.
Anything to the first power?
So what's 10 to
It's
the first
2.
power?
It's 2.
What's 10
Just
to the first power?
10.
10.
10.
So
10.
anything to the first power is just the base.
10.
Doesn't matter what it is. Okay. That's the second rule. So the first power, anything to the 0 power is 1. Second rule is anything to the first power is the base. If I'm multiplying, example, 2 to the third times 2 to the fifth is 2 to the what? What do we do to the exponents when we're
Add it.
multiplying? Add them. So what are we adding?
The
9.
top. You
Yeah,
add 5
9 and
plus
5.
3.
5 plus 3. So we're adding the exponents. So the base stays the same, and then we
Okay.
add the exponents. We're
8.
multiplying exponents with the same base. We add the exponents. Everybody got that? Okay.
These things the
Now,
same when we add the
now
exponents.
again,
Okay.
math is about patterns. When we multiply, the opposite of multiplication is division. The opposite of addition is subtraction. So if I said 2 to the ninth divided by 2 to the third, would anybody know that, oh, here comes this man right now. Oh, here he is right now. I hate to interrupt. Hold on, let's pause. Carlos,
Hey, Mr. Density.
what news can you tell your classmates here?
Yeah, I passed my math test.
Go ahead, Mr. Carlos.
Congratulations, Carlos.
Congratulations.
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 Thank you.
Yes, yes. So we're gonna be working on science next. I'm giving did you receive the stuff I sent you for the science?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, good, good, good. So later on, since we already started the lesson, later on, so if you come across anything, any advice you want to give to your classmates, is I know you gave me one advice. You said there's some ones instead of struggling with them, you just flagged them from you and skipped them because you heard me in your head, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
good. All right, so 2 to the ninth divided by 2 to the third. So if when we multiply exponents with the same base, we added the exponents. What do you think we're going to do if we're dividing?
Subtract.
Subtract. What's 9 minus 3?
6.
6.
6. That's it. Now, the next, I got 2 more rules. One is if you raise to a power. So say for example, I got 2 to the third squared. Now, that's 2 to the third times 2 to the third. Well, we already know how to multiply exponents with the same base. We add them. So we know the answer is 2 to the 6. But I need you to remember I told you math is about patterns. Well, what can I do with 3 and 2 to get 6?
Times it.
Yes. So when you raise to a power, you multiply the exponents. Everybody understand that? And then the last is if you have a negative exponent. So for example, x to the negative second is 1 over x squared. So what you do is if you have a negative, so for example, when we have our place value, right? We have ones, tens, hundreds, but on this side we have tenths, hundreds, thousands. Well, tenths is 1 over 10. 100ths is 1 over 100. Thousands is 1 over 1,000, right? So 10 to the negative 1, 10 to the negative second, 10 to the negative third. So one thing about negative exponents, right? It's not a negative number. You're not going to get a negative result. You know it's a fraction or a part of a whole, right? So how do you do that? You change the sign and change the orientation. So for example, here, x to the negative second power, is on top. So I put it on the bottom and I change the sign of the exponent, right? Let me give you another example to make it like more clear, right? So I'm gonna do a bottom and a top, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put c to the negative second with d to the third, d to the negative third, right? Remember, negative exponent, change the orientation. So if it's on the top, put it on the bottom, change the sign. If it's on the bottom, put it on the top and change the sign. So c to the negative second divided by d to the negative third is the same as d to the third over c squared. You probably won't see that on GED, but you'll see that on standardized exams, nursing exams. You'll see that on college entrance exams. You barely see negative exponents in the GED. So let's go through this problem real fast. So what am I going to do first? When I look at this, if I want to simplify this expression, what would I do first? What would I do first?
Okay, we're going to do what's in the parentheses.
Okay, so anything in parentheses, right? So we have 2 set of parentheses. Can I simplify anything in the parentheses?
Yes.
I can. 2 to the ninth times 3 to the fifth. I don't know what to do with that, right? Because they don't have the same base. So exponent rules don't apply. So right now, we can't do anything. There's nothing else for us to do inside the parentheses. And then we go to exponents. So we're going to keep this the same. Just bring this down. So this parentheses here is raised to the second power, right? So when you raise something to a power, what do I do to the exponents? What operation do I do to the exponents?
We multiply it.
Multiply. What is 4 times 2?
8.
8. So it's 2 to the 8th. And then I got to multiply this 2. Now, I don't see an exponent there. What exponent is there if I don't see an exponent?
1.
1. What's 2 times 1?
2.
2.
2. So I got 3 squared. Now, You should be familiar with the associative, commutative, and distributive properties. Right now, what we got to understand is we can multiply in any order. So what I'm going to do is to make this easier, I'm going to change the order. So I'm going to do 2 to the 9th times 2 to the 8th
To the 8th.
times 3
Times
to the
3 to
5th
the 5th.
times 3 squared.
Right.
Now, can I do anything with those two?
No.
No.
You can't. Do they have the same base?
Yeah, they
Oh,
have the
yes,
same
you can.
base.
Yes, you
You
can.
They
could
have the
do
same
9
base.
times 8,
9 times 8? Not 9 times 8.
9 plus
9
8.
plus 8. What is 9
Yeah.
plus 8?
It's 17.
So we got 2 to the 17th power times. Now, what can we do with these?
Times 7,
And
3 to the
You're
7
going to add.
3 to the 7th power. We add the exponents, and that's our final answer. Now, watch this. I want to show you something.
Wait. Do that again. I don't want to say I'm blank because we had somebody in our class like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
before.
please
That's
don't
all
use
right.
that word.
Look, so
Please
2
don't
to the
use
9th, 2 to the 9th times 2 to the 8th. Do they have the same base?
Yes,
So when you multiply, what do you got to do to the exponent?
you gotta add them.
Add them. What's 9 plus 8?
17.
That's how we got 2 to the 17th power.
Okay, so that's 2 to the 17. Okay.
Same thing here. We have the same base 3.
3.
We're
Okay.
multiplying exponents with
5,
the
6,
same base.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
5 plus 2 is 7.
7
I
and
got
3
you.
to the
Okay.
7th.
Got me?
Yes.
Now, I had a student that said, Mr. Tinsley, I couldn't remember the exponent. He said, but I know I got it right. I said, how do you know you got it right? He said, because this is what I did, Mr. Tinsley. I used my calculator and I put the first expression in. Exactly what he said. So I said parentheses 2 to the 9th times 3 to the 5th times 2 to the 4th times 3, all raised to the 2nd power. And I got my answer. He said, Mr. Tinsley, I wrote my answer down. So I wrote my answer down. And then I went to each of the multiple choice and I found the result of each of the multiple choice. And I knew that once I got the same answer, I knew I was right. So he said, I said 6 to the 20th. I didn't get the same answer. So if 6 to the 20th is too big, I know it's not, I knew it wasn't 6 to the 24th. So then I did 2 to the 13th times 3 to the 7th. And I didn't get the same answer. Then I went to the last multiple choice, 2 to the 17th times 3 to the 7th. And I got the same answer. And that's what I did, Mr. Tinsley. So again, what you have to remember, there's more than one way to skin a cat. One thing about multiple choices, you know it's one of the answers. So when in doubt, plug it in. You know one of the multiple choices is the answers. Okay? So that's exponents. You're going to have one like that. You're going to have one like that. You're also going to have one with square roots, square roots. You're going to also have one with cube and cube. So make sure you know how to do with the calculator. Make sure you know how to simplify them because you're going to have, so this is one exponent question. You're also going to have one on square roots, cube, and cube roots.
But do you have those videos?
Yes. Yep. Right on my site. You can
Okay.
just search. I got a whole video for square roots, cube, and cube roots.
Okay.
Okay. What's next? What else? Did I Sharon?
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to say any names, even though I just said your name. But somebody was call me so we can do a one-on-one so you can go take your test. What happened?
A lot, but a lot. Trust
All right.
me.
We'll talk after.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? What's another problem or concept people are having issues with? Because I know before we working on linear equations, I do want to get back to that. But what I like to do in the first part of class is maybe something you was working on and you didn't understand and you had issues with, and I want to help you with it.
Well,
I was
mine's
just still working on what you
exponents and the square roots. Yeah.
Would you say? Hold on. Let's go. Since you just and I just answered your question. Would you say,
Oh,
Darnell?
yeah.
No, I was just still working on the same thing that you had gave us last week that me, Georgia, and us was working on.
Oh, the
The
linear equations.
equations, yeah. So
Okay,
I
so
was working on some of the, like, two of the sheets, and then I was working on the slope intercept.
okay, all right. So we'll get to
And
that.
then okay.
Okay. So, um, real quick, you said, Anna, you said square, square roots, cube, and cube roots.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know all your squares?
Um,
What's 4 squared?
was 4 squared? 4 to the second power.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, okay. Wait a minute, I misunderstood the question. That's 16.
Because it's 4 times, right?
Right,
What's 5
right.
squared?
That's 5 times, it's 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. That's 3125.
No. Not 5 squared.
Oh, I did that 5 times. I'm sorry. That's 25.
So this is the important thing about exponents, right? This is your base.
Right,
This is your exponent.
right.
You are multiplying the exponent, the number of times of the exponent. So 4 to the third is 4 times 4 times 4,
Times 4. Right,
which is 64. So this is cubed. This is 4 cubed. So what
right.
I would suggest you do is you should know all your squares to
Okay,
15. So
okay.
12 squared, 144, 13 squared, 169, 10 squared, 100, 8 squared, 64. That's how fast you should know them. Why am I telling you that? Because if you know your squares, right? Watch this. I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
The square root of 16, the square root of 16 is what?
4,
4,
4. So the square root of 25 is what?
5.
5.
So if you know your squares, you know your square roots, your perfect squares and your perfect square roots,
Okay, okay.
right?
I
So
didn't
for
look at
example,
it like that. Okay.
right. So remember, I told you math is about patterns. We wanna understand these patterns. So for example, if I said the square root of, I don't know, 18, right? I know
Mm-hmm.
square root of 16 is 4. I know the square root of 25 is 5. So I know square root of 18 is somewhere in between 4 and 5. I don't have to know it, but I know it's in between 4 and 5 because you always go back to what you know, right?
Okay.
Now, let me go to a simplification of square root of 18. So how will we do that? Square root of 18. So remember I told you know all your squares. So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Because the highest perfect square that goes into 18 is 9. Because square root of 18 is square root of 9 times the square root of 2. Well, I know the square root of 9 because I know 3 squared is 9. So my answer is 3 square root of 2. They might ask you to simplify square root of 18. They might ask you to add some radicals, right? So you have to understand how to do it in a simple concept like that. But what you also have to do is you got to be able to do it in your calculator. Having a simple understanding, but ultimately, you're not going to have a whole lot of radicals on this exam. 3 square root of 2. You're not going to have a whole lot. So square, square roots, cube, and cube roots. So you should know all your squares to 15. If you know all your squares of 15, you know your square roots. So I know the square root of 225 is 15. I know the square root of 144 is 12. Because that's also going to later on help you with Pythagorean theorem. The distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane. Knowing there's certain things you should know. Multiplication tables between 12, you should be able to do 100 in 5 minutes. You should know all your squares and your square roots. You should know all your common fractions, the decimals, and the percent equivalents. Because the hard thing in math, that mental math. Can you do things without using a calculator? Can you do certain things without using a pencil and paper? That's going to
Okay.
add to your dexterity and your skill level in mathematics, right? All right, so that's square roots, cubes, cube roots, right? So let me make sure you know how to do it with the calculator. right? So if I have, let's do 3 to the third, which is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So the cube root of 27 is what?
3.
3. Let's test it out. Now, how do I raise to a power that's greater than the second power? 3, carry. That up arrow right there, hit my 3, I hit enter. Here's my 27. That's how you check. So what you want to do is go through all your squares, go through all your cubes. Now, cube roots, what I would say 1 through 5, and then multiples of 10, right? So 1 to the third is 3. I mean 1. 2 to the third is 8. 3 to the third is 27. 4 to the third is 63. 5 to the third is 125. 10 to the third is 1,000. That's all the cubes you really got to know. But if you recognize the pattern, once I know the squares, once I know the cube, I know how to find the cube root. I'm just looking at the base. So the cube root of 27. Now, how would I do that? I press my 3 first. I hit my second. See above that caret, it says X, and that's that root sign. Boom. 27. Enter. So this is how you make sure you know it, but you also know how to put it with the calculator. This is another guaranteed question. You're going to have a question with squares, square roots, cube, and cube roots. Guaranteed. It's going to be one of your first 5. All right. So let's go with that linear equations. Let me see if I had that still. I do not. This weekend I was helping somebody with nursing. I was helping somebody with pre-calculus, and I was helping somebody with college algebra. She said, Mr. Tinsley, she said, I'm doing this college algebra, and I'm using your course for my college algebra assignments. I said, yes. A lot of the things that you have now, solidify these skills now because you're going to need them later. Let me find this review packet real fast. There we go, right there. So, linear equations. If this, I cannot stress it enough. One of the most important concepts in the GED is linear equations. You're going to have anywhere from 5 to 10 questions. Now, 10 questions would be about a quarter of the exam. That's how prevalent linear equations are. Can you find a slope from a graph? Can you find a slope from an equation? Can you find a slope from 2 points? Can you find a slope of a parallel line? Can you find a slope of a perpendicular line? Do you know how to identify the slope of y-intercept from an equation and then graph it? Can you identify the slope of y-intercept from standard form and graph it? Can you find the slope or the equation of a line from a graph? Can you find the equation of a line given a slope and a point? And then finally, can you find an equation of a line from 2 points? And can you find an equation of a parallel perpendicular line? So right there, you already know you 5 to 10 questions. So if it's an area that so I know Darnell, you said you was working on the linear equations. What type of problem would you like me to go over now? Are you there, Darnell?
I'm here, Mr. Tinsley.
So what type of problem would you like me to go?
Well, I was looking at these ones and I was looking at the graph, like how to read the graph.
Okay, so let me find another one for the graph. I think it's this one. I can't because I really don't like the ones on that review sheet because they all got a slope of 1, which just burns me up, makes me mad. Why would you make all the slope 1 as an instructor making up that worksheet? Why would you have problems? I just didn't understand it. It infuriates me. But okay, so for example, what's the equation of the line? Let's look at number 4. Now, you're not going to have this on the exam. What they're going to do is they're going to give you,
because I
they're
was
going,
like,
they're going to give you an equation, and you got to identify what graph correlates to that equation.
-1. Okay.
So
Okay.
what do we know from this graph?
Well,
Given this graph, go ahead.
I was kind of confused, because I was thinking about,
17.
do you start from the bottom one up, because it's like 10, and then go across to where it stop at? So I was thinking like it would have been like 10 to 4, if I'm saying it right.
Nope.
Because I was
So-
counting each block going up.
Right. So first of all, this is what we got to do.
If it's
It-
negative or positive.
Right.
Right. So that's the first step. Is the slope of this positive or negative? Is
Right.
it? Can somebody answer that question?
It's positive.
It's positive.
So Darnell said positive. Anna said positive.
It's
Anybody-
positive.
It's positive. Well, how do you know that? Like, how did you say that with such conviction? How did you know it's positive? I know it's positive. How do you know?
Because it's going
Because the number's
up.
going up.
From left to right, it is going
Right.
up.
Yeah.
So right away, I know my slope is positive. So for any of the multiple choice that has a slope of negative, you can get rid of them right away.
Oh,
Understand what I'm doing? I'm just not showing you how to do it, but I'm also showing you how to take the exam. Because usually they're going to give you 2 equations with a positive slope, 2 equations with a negative slope. So if you can just look at this and know it's positive, you already got rid of 2 of the possible choices. Now, so we know it's positive. What's next? What else do we know from this graph?
that it goes, it stops all the way up to 10, right?
Well, it doesn't go up to 10. This graph only goes up to 5 and negative 5.
5 and
Negative
negative
5.
5.
Intercept is 3.
But what else do we know from this graph?
Which
Can anybody
graph
tell
the
me?
line?
It has a y-intercept.
It's 3.
Positive.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
y-intercept is positive 3.
It's positive. Yeah.
Does everybody understand that? Where the line crosses the y-axis. So 2 things we can get immediately from looking at a graph most of the time. Whether it's positive or negative, whatever the y-intercept is. So we know this equation is going to be y equals mx plus 3. So
Yes.
again, if your equation doesn't end in plus 3, guess what we can do? We can eliminate it.
Yep.
Now, how many points do we need to figure out what the slope is?
2.
2. So, how many points do we is given to us on this graph?
Well, okay.
We only have 1, right?
They have gave us 1. Yeah, the 3.
But guess what? A line has unlimited points. We just got to choose one that's on the line. So as I'm going up, should I choose this point right here?
No.
No.
If you look at all the way
Should I
over.
choose this point right here?
Yeah,
Who said
No.
yes?
no,
Georgia.
No.
Why'd you say yes?
but I thought so, you know.
I mean, we could choose it, but guess what? So my X is 1, right?
Right,
What's my Y?
3.
So your Y is 3. So this line is
my
more than
answer.
3. But
Oh,
do
it's
we know what it is exactly?
3.5. 5.
No. Listen to my saying. Do we know what it is for sure?
No.
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 That's why we can't choose that point.
Right,
So what we
okay.
do is we're going to go up this line or down this line. It doesn't matter until we see a point that corresponds to a whole number on the X and a whole number
Okay.
on the Y.
Okay.
Right.
So tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Right there. Everybody understand why I choose the
Yeah,
point?
Because
Now,
I see it that it's directly on the point.
I could also
That one.
I could
That
also
one
choose
too.
that point.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out the slope from both points, so I can show you it doesn't matter what 2 points you pick. You just gotta pick 2. So how do I find the slope from a graph? Does anybody know?
Rise over run.
Rise over 1. So I'm gonna start with this point right here. How many do I need to go up?
1.
1. So my rise is 1.
1.
Okay. Now I need to go over. How many?
1, 2, 3.
How many?
Three.
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 So my slope of this
It's
line is
1
what?
over 3.
1
1
over
over
3.
Three.
So my equation, if I know my slope is 1/3, I know my
Mm-hmm.
y-intercept is 3. What's my equation of the line?
Y equals 1/3 x plus 3.
There you go. That's how you find the equation of a line given a graph. Identify if it's positive or negative. Identify the y-intercept. Select 2 points so you can find the slope. And then get your equation line. Because you need 2 things for the equation line. You need the slope, you need the y-intercept. Now, so I'm gonna change my color to blue, and I'm gonna use the second 2 points. I'm gonna move here. Watch, it doesn't matter. You just gotta know what you're doing. So if I start from this point to get to that second point, I gotta go down 1. So I'm gonna have to change it to blue. I'm sorry. I gotta go down 1. But now my rise is not positive 1,
It's negative.
it's
Negative.
-1.
Oh, yeah.
Now I gotta go to the left to still get to that point.
Mhm.
1,
Mhm.
2, 3.
2,
Not
3.
positive 3, but
Three.
what?
Negative.
Negative 1
Negative
over
to
3.
Now,
three.
2 negatives make a what?
Positive.
Positive.
Is my slope still 1/3?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go. Doesn't matter what 2 points. So what you want to do is go to my website and you go into linear equations and you start to do those problems. So you do one section till you got it down and you understand it. Now, what I did was I made my questions harder than you're going to see in your GED exam. So if you can get through my examples, you're going to be well prepared when you get the GED exam. And remember the important advice that I gave you. And Carlos, that's the first thing he said to me. He said, listen, it's some problems that I could not do. I flagged them for review. I skipped them. I finished the exam. I came back to him because now his confidence is breaming. It's increasing. And now he handled those harder problems and now they made more sense. Okay. So, all right. What's another type of question, type of linear equation that you might have had problems with? Let's go back to that review sheet. Now, let me ask you a question. That's two. No. Let me ask you a question. Now, both of these are easy, but I'll do them anyway. What I want to do is this question here. Now, watch this. And all you got to do is say yes or no. That's all you got to do. We're not talking about specific questions because we can't do that. But Carlos, given 2 points, did you either have to find the slope or the equation of the line from 2 points?
Yes.
What did I tell you? So listen, what I'm telling you is there's certain questions that's on every exam. You're going to have to take 2 points and either find the slope or the equation of the line. So tonight I'm going to do both. Okay. So can anyone tell me how I would find the slope? So first of all, let me do this. Oh my God, no, let's not do that. Let's do this. Let's do number 60. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say A, Y equal 1/2 X minus 3. I'm going to say B, Y equal 1/2 X plus 3. I'm going to say C, Y equal negative 1/2 X plus 3. D, I'm going to say Y equal minus 1/2 X minus 3. So I gave you multiple choice. So this question, this type of question might be an exam. Given these 2 points, what is the equation of the line given A, B, C, D? Can anybody tell me what 2 multiple choice we can get rid of right away? Can anybody tell me
I
You
can
get rid of
guess
A.
A,
why A?
because it's -3 at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so because we know is when X is 0, that's what my
Mhm.
y-intercept is. So what this is
Mhm.
telling us is that our B our y-intercept is 3. Here, A, our y-intercept is -3. So we know it's not A. We also can get rid of which one?
D.
D.
Yeah.
Look at that. We didn't even do anything yet. But knowing the definition of what the y-intercept is, the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis when x is equal to 0. So we know when you're given a point, this is x and y. So right away, you tell me my x is 0, I know this is my y-intercept. My y-intercept is 3 plus 3. So I know I get rid of A and D. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how can I find my slope given these 2 points? How can I find the slope given
You got,
these 2 points?
you say,
How
say
can I
that
find the
again.
slope? How can I find the slope given these 2 points?
Okay. You gotta take the slope, right? I mean, it's M equals, wait a minute.
I2 minus Y1.
y2 minus
Yeah,
y1.
that's it,
Right.
that's it. I'm over here doing it,
Go ahead.
yeah, 1Y1,
And X2 minus X1.
2Y2,
x2 minus
2
x1.
minus Y, yeah.
Okay. What is my y2?
Your Y2 is
Is
5.
5. Minus. What's my y1?
Your Y1 is 3.
3.
3. What's my x2?
-4.
Negative
Yes.
4. Minus. What's my x1?
0.
0.
0. What's 5 minus 3?
2.
2. What's -4 minus 0?
-4.
-4.
Yeah.
Can we reduce this? How can we reduce? What would this answer be in lowest terms?
1/2.
1 over, yeah, 1/2.
Equal
One,
plus
One.
3.
no,
1 over
it's
-2.
1
yeah,
over
that's it.
-2.
-2, yes.
-2.
That is
That's
not
it. Yeah.
1/2. That is
Right.
negative
I
1/2.
keep forgetting
Yes.
about the negative.
Cannot forget that negative.
I ain't
If I
get
so
negative
if I
1/2.
know if I know
Yeah.
my slope is -1/2, I know my y-intercept is 3. What's my equation of the line?
3
Y equals
Y equals
-1/2 plus
Yeah.
3.
plus
plus
3.
3.
There you go. Now watch this. I'm gonna shoot with the calculator. I'm not gonna do all this work, but what I want you to do is I need you to understand how to do it. So I need you, when you're doing this at home, you're taking these 2 points and you're finding the equation line yourself.
Yes.
You are figuring, you are using a pencil and paper, and you are comprehending every step.
Yes.
Once you understand every step, we're gonna use the calculator. Because this question took us about 3 to 4 minutes. Watch this with the calculator. What is the equation line of 2 and 2 points? Watch this. Okay, I got something. Let me clear that out first. Let me clear everything out first so you have a nice little blank canvas here. What are my 2 x's?
Your 2 x's is
0 and
0 and
-4.
3.
0 and -4.
Oh, on the other side, sorry.
Yeah,
So
0
this
and
is what you had to remember. Every point has
I
an
know.
x and a y. So
Yes.
since this is my first point, I'm gonna call this x1 and y1. Since this is my
X2
second
and
point,
Y2.
this is my x2 and my y2. I asked for
Yes.
the 2 x's. So my 2
0
x's
and
are 0
-4.
and -4. So
And
what I'm going to
-4.
do in my calculator, 0, enter. Then I got to put -4. I'm not going to use the subtraction sign. If your expression starts with a negative, you have to use the minus sign next to enter. So -4, enter. It's nothing to do. You just got to know how to put the x's in the first column, the y's in my second column. I'm hitting my right arrow. What are my 2 y's?
3
3, enter.
and 5.
5, enter. It's nothing to do. That's no work. So learn how to do it by hand. But when you get to the exam, you should be using the calculator. I put in my 2 points. How do I guarantee I know what they are? My first point is 0, 3. What does my first row say? 0, 3. My
Yeah.
second point is negative 4, 5. What does my second row say? Negative 4, 5. That easy. Now watch this. Second
Second
data, two
data,
variable,
two
calculate.
variables, calculate.
Mr. Tinsy, what is all this
Scroll
mess?
down,
What are all these numbers? Scroll down till you see what?
A and B, lowercase
Lowercase
a,
a and lowercase b. So it says lowercase a equals
zero
negative
point
0.5.
five,
It says my
0.5
b is equal to
is
3.
3.
But the
3.
problem is my multiple choice said 1/2 x, negative 1/2 x, right?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
Mm-hmm.
negative
negative
0.5.
0.5 as a fraction?
1/2.
What kind of
1/2.
1/2?
Negative.
Negative
Negative 1/2. My b is 3. So if I know my slope is negative 1/2, I know my y-intercept is 3. What's my equation line?
b. Y
Negative one
equals
half.
negative 1/2 plus b.
1/2 plus 3. Yeah.
1/2,
Times
1/2,
X
well, negative 1/2 x plus 3.
plus
Plus
3.
Now, this calculator is a wonderful thing because say you didn't know what negative 0.5 was, what fraction it was. Say for some reason you had a brain freeze. Well, if you practice with the calculator enough, watch this, negative
Mhm.
0.5, hit my double arrows, change it to a fraction, stop playing.
Yeah, that's it.
If you get 2 points and they ask for a slope or equation line, you should be laughing all the way to the bank. You should be able to do that question in 15 to 20 seconds. And if you can't, the only person you got to blame is yourself. Because I done gave you the answer. I done gave you the water. You just got to walk up to it and drink it. Point blank. That easy. If they give you 2 points, X in my first column, Y in my second column, second data, two variable, calculate A and B. You should say exactly the steps that you're doing so you get to the exam, you're already programmed. It does not matter what problem it is. Watch this. I'm going to prove it to you. 15 to 30 seconds. 15 to 30 seconds. Let me find another one. 15 to 30 seconds. That's what I said. 15 to 30 seconds. Boom. Watch this. Where did my calculator go? There we go. Watch this. 15 to 30 seconds. Let me clear everything out first so we can really get an accurate time. Can Mr.
So I
Tinsley
got
really do
4.
this in 15 to 30 seconds? Let me clear everything out and I'm gonna start. Okay? Somebody start counting now. Go.
2, 3.
Y equal 5x minus 5. How long did that take you? How long did that take us? Do
5
you
Like you
seconds.
said.
understand what I'm trying to tell you? Listen, it may be labor up front. It may stress your brain out. But once you have an understanding, then you can go to that calculator and you can do almost at the most difficult problems on this exam. I show you how to do every single one of these problems in my ebook just like that. Now, let's do it by hand. Let's see how long it takes us. Let me 5x minus 5. That's what we got. Okay. Okay. Well, we know our y-intercept. Let's do m equals y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, minus 5, minus 0, 0 minus 1, minus 5 over minus 1. Two negatives make a positive. Okay, I got my slope. I'm going to use this point here. I'm going to change my color to blue. Y equals mx plus b. My y is 0. My slope is 5. My x is 1 plus b. 0 equals 5 plus b. In order to get b by itself, I need to get rid of the 5. The opposite of plus 5 is minus 5.
Mm-hmm.
The 5's cancel. I get minus 5 equals b. My y-intercept is negative 5. My slope is 5. Y equals 5x minus 5. Now that's me, and it still took me about 2.5 minutes. How long did it take us on the calculator?
About 15 seconds. About
Okay.
10 seconds, really.
Listen,
15, 10 seconds. Okay.
and you already know, guaranteed, that you get this type of problem. You already know that you're going to get this type of problem. Be prepared. Now, what if they throw you something like this? Now, they're not. They're going to give you a number, but say if they did. So what I want to do is I'm going to give you multiple choice again. A equal, it's not A equal. A, let me see. Hold on for 1 second. Let me just do it in my head real quick. Okay. Y equal minus 2/5 x minus b. Y equal 2/5 x plus 1. C. Y equal negative 5/2 x minus 1. D. Y equal positive 5/2 x plus 1. Okay, so what I'm asking you is what is this? What is the equation of the line that passes through -5, -3, and is parallel to 2/5 x minus 2? Can anybody answer this question in 5 seconds? 1, 2, 3,
It's
4,
2/5.
5. What
You
answer is
said
that?
first.
What answer would you say?
It's
A, B, C, or
2/5.
D? What
2/5 is
what multiple choice? A, B, C, or D?
It's, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm looking right.
No. I'm
Uh,
asking you a question. You said the answer, but what multiple
yeah.
choice answer? 2/5 is not the answer to this question. I want to know what equation line is parallel to
It's
this line. Is it A,
parallel.
B, C, or D?
A.
Okay.
A.
Somebody said A.
I just negative. See, I'm
Somebody said C.
I said A too.
2 A's, 1 C.
gonna
Anybody
say
else?
if B is 2/5, I'm gonna say 2/5 the B.
Okay, you said B. Now, you were right. Now, so you might be saying, Georgia, you might be saying, Kenya, you might be saying, Mr.
Parallel.
Tizzy, why would you ask me to do this in 5 seconds? Because what's important, what you have to understand is that when I give in this equation, what's my slope?
Parallel is the same thing.
2/5.
2/5. What's my y-intercept?
-2.
Negative
So
2.
you should be able to do that right away. What do we know about parallel lines?
They're the
They have the
same.
same slope.
They have the same slope. So any line that's parallel is also going to have a slope of 2/5. What is the only
2/5.
equation of this multiple choice that has a slope of 2/5?
B.
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 That's how easy that is. You
Mm.
don't have to do any work. You don't have to do any work. But you have to know 2 important things. You have to look at that equation and be able to identify the slope and y-intercept. The second thing you got to be able to recognize, if they're asking for any equation that's parallel, I know those slopes are the same. So I'm looking for an equation that starts with y equal 2/5 x. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the GED is going to give you multiple choice. But I'm going to show you how to do this by hand. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do this by hand. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. The last way is going to be with the calculator. Okay? So first of all, y equals y. I wrote M. Y equals mx plus b. Identify your givens. They want an equation of slope intercept. Y equals mx plus b. I know this is my x. This is my y. I know my slope is 2/5. That's my givens. I already know this. You have to know it. You have to know if they give you a point, they're giving you an x and a y. If they give you an equation, you get the slope and y-intercept. Gotta know that. This is why you have to practice and do all those problems. So this is second nature. But watch this problem. My y is what?
-3.
My slope is what?
2/5.
My x is what?
-5.
Plus b. I'm going to change that to an improper fraction. I'm going to change -5 to an improper fraction. The reason why I'm doing that is so you can see that the 5's cancel.
Mhm.
I still got a negative there, so I can't get rid of it. My negative is still there. So I got -3 equals -2 plus b. Add 2 to both sides. My b is -1. My slope is 2/5. Y equals 2/5 x minus 1. First way I showed you how to eliminate using the multiple choice. The second way I showed you is if you're given a point and given a slope, plug them into y equals x plus b. The third way is using your calculator. I know my slope is 2/5, 2/5. I know that's the same as my rise over my run. I know my rise has to do with my change in my y. I know my run has to do with my change in my x. So that means my y is changed by +2. My x is going to change by +5. So now I can get my second point. 5 minus 5 is 0. -3 plus 1 is -1. I know when my x is 0, this is my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is equal to -1. I know my slope is 2/5. Y equals 2/5 x minus 1. Done. Hold on, Mr. T, I thought you chose the calculator. Okay, so let me save this. Let me go back. I just showed you, and I guaranteed you that not if, you were going to have to solve a problem where they give you 2 points. Well, guess what? I now have 2 points. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to clear everything out. Again, how am I going through this calculator just whizzing through? Because you got to practice every single day. My x's, -5, enter, 0, enter. My y's, -3, enter, and -1, enter. Second, data, 2 variable, calculate. I'm looking for my A and my B. My A is my slope. My B is my y-intercept. You say the same thing over and over. A equals 0.4. My B equals -1. Y equals 0.4 x minus 1. Mr. Tinsley, hold on. It doesn't say 0.4. It got a fraction there. If you don't know 0.4 is 2/5, don't worry, because you can always use calculator. 0.4, hit my double arrows to change to a fraction. Stop playing. Now you rewrite it with the fraction. Y equals 2/5 x minus 1. Did we get the same answer 3 times? Yes.
Yes.
Listen, I'm not steering you in the direction. All you need to do is invest the time to say, you know what? Let me figure out how to do these problems. Once I understand, let me make sure I know how to use my calculator. I'm going to make your job easy. I'm going to make your job easy. You're going to finish the exam with 30 to 40 minutes left. Then you go back to those problems that you skipped. All right. What's next?
When I finished my exam, I had about almost a little bit more than a half an hour left.
Stop playing. See what I mean? Listen to what I'm telling you. So now we have a person. I'm just not telling you now. Now you have a person that said, hold on. What Mr. Tizzy told you is right. Right now, I'm going to focus on the easy and medium questions. I'm going to flag for review and skip the difficult questions because then I'm going to have 30, 40, 50 minutes left that I can focus on the difficult questions. Because the easy, medium, and hard questions are all worth 1 point. So why spend 5 and 10 minutes on a difficult question when you can answer 3, 4, 5 questions in the same amount of time? Stop playing. I don't know what to tell you. Ooh. Ooh, I got about 9 people I got put that passed the exam. I ain't update the Facebook yet, but I got like 9 people in like last 3 weeks that passed. So I'm gonna be putting up all these posts. They just knocking them out, right? But what you have to understand is, listen, I understand it's a lot of concepts in this math exam. What I need you doing is going to my site. When you take a pretest, if you score over 75, worry about it. Keep it moving to the next section. Score over 75, go to the next section. Score over 7. Now, get to a point where you score like a 50 or 60, then you go in the textbook lesson, you watch a video, practice again. Then you move to the next one. That's all you got to do. But it's all predicated of your practice exam. The practice exam is going to give you a prescription of what you need to study. That way you ain't studying everything. Take the practice test, see what you need to focus on, then use my site, learn how to use the calculator, take the exam in like 2 weeks. I'm telling you, look, I'm telling you. You can try it the way you've been trying it. It probably hasn't. That's why you're here. Give my way 30 days. I'm telling you, you're going to pass. It's no doubt. 30 minutes to an hour a day. That's all I need you to do. Learn how to use this calculator. Now, perpendicular. X to, we ain't going to use that one. That's a tough one. Not going to use that one. Let's do, yeah, let's do this one right here. What is the equation of the line that passes through minus 5, 3 and is perpendicular to minus 5x plus y equals minus 5x plus 1? Identify what we know. What do we know about the minus 5 and 3? What is that giving us?
2 points.
It's giving us 2 points. No, it is
X
not.
and Y.
X and Y. That's 1 point, giving us X and Y. This equation, y equals minus 5x plus 1, what's my slope?
5x minus 5x.
What's my slope?
Plus 5.
What's my slope?
5x.
1.
What's my slope?
-5.
Negative 5x.
Y'all keep making
Negative
the same
5.
mistake.
I know. Keep saying
The
that.
variable
X.
is not in your slope ever.
Yes.
Listen, that's why you got to keep saying this. Y equals mx plus b. M is my slope. M is whatever in front of my x if my equation is slope intercept form. You got to keep saying it. My slope is negative 5, not negative 5x, not plus 5. Negative 5. What's my y-intercept?
1.
1.
3.
My y-intercept is 3.
It's 1.
Oh, it's 1. I'm sorry. Plus 1.
So remember, my y and my y-intercept are 2 different things.
2 different things.
The only time they're the same is when x is 0.
Right.
Okay. So now, if my slope is negative 5, what's my slope of the perpendicular?
It's positive 5.
Not positive 5. Nope.
Well, plus 5.
Nope. Positive 5 and plus 5 the same thing. We try to find the slope of the perpendicular. What do? What 2 things do we do?
You got to change the sign. And
Change
flip.
the sign.
Change
and
the
flip.
sign and flip. You gotta say it.
So, change the sign and flip.
So
So
if I
it's 1
flip
over 5.
1 over 5.
Yes, that's what it's going to be.
Okay. Now, so we know the slope of the perpendicular. We know our equation is going to start with y equals 1/5 x something. How do we know exactly what it is? We got to use that. So y equals mx plus b. What's my y?
It's 1 over 5.
What's my y?
Oh, sorry.
Take your time. You have to answer quickly. What's
It's
my
1.
y? Everything is labeled. I labeled everything. What's my
Your Y
y?
is 3.
Negative
My
5.
y is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not paying attention. I'm
I
sorry.
ain't even look over there.
What's my slope?
1/5.
1/5. What's my x?
Negative 5.
Negative 5 plus b. Now,
Oh, we're doing that.
so what happens to my 2 5s?
Can't
And
cancel.
cancel
They
out.
cancel out. But I still got my negative there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Get rid of that. So that's 3 equals -1 plus B. Now, again, if you're having problems, use your calculator. ND 1/5 times -5.
Mhm.
If you're having problems
-1.
with signed numbers, use your calculator. The only time you can't use your calculator is on the first 5. You gotta listen. You practice for this GED, scrap paper, formula sheet, calculator. Every single time you sit down. So B is not by itself. How do I get rid of -1?
Add it.
You
Add
gotta
what?
plus it.
Plus what?
One.
Plus 1.
Plus
Whatever
1.
I do to one side.
You
Do
gotta
to
do
the
to the
other.
other.
So it was
What's 3 plus
3,
1?
4.
4
Or bring down my what?
Plus
B.
6.
plus
Bring down my
B.
what? Equal sign?
Yes.
What happens
Yes.
to my
Equal sign.
ones?
You
They
cancel
They
cancel.
They
them
cancel.
out.
cancel out. Bring down my what?
B.
Plus B.
Plus
Plus
B.
My
B.
B. If my
So 4
y-intercept
B.
is 4 and my slope is 1/5, what's my equation of the line?
1/5
equals
X
1/5
plus 4.
X plus, yeah,
1/5 x
X
plus.
plus
Plus 4.
4.
There you go.
Plus 4.
Mr. Tinsley, you might be saying, I want to use the calculator. You might be right because Mr. Tinsley loves the calculator. Mr. Tinsley is he just loves it. He loves this calculator. So, how am I going to use this calculator to find the equation of a line of the perpendicular line? Oh, I know my slope is rise over 1. My
Yeah.
rise is my change in my y. My run is my change in my x. So that means my y is going to change by +1. My y is going to change by +5. Now, my second point, I got to combine them. So -5 plus 5 is 0. 3 plus 1 is 4. I know this is my y-intercept already because my x is 0. I know my slope is 1/5. Y equals 1/5 x plus 4. Look at that. Stop playing. Now, if I wanted to use my calculator, I still could use it. Now, I recognize my y-intercept was 0, 4, but I can still use my
All
calculator
right.
because I remember what
Thank
Mr.
you.
Tinsley told me. If I have 2 points, so I'm gonna hit data. I'm gonna hit data again to clear everything out. Let me clear everything out. So, Mr. Tinsley told me hit data. I'm gonna put my x's in first. -5 and 0. -5. I don't know what kind of 5 that is, but it ain't -5. -5. And matter of fact, let me clear the screen. I can't see it. And if I can't see it, you can't see it. So I knew my slope of my perpendicular was 1/5. But it doesn't matter. I just need my 2 points. -5, enter, 0, enter. Hit my right arrow, 3, enter, 4, enter. Second, data, 2 variable, calculate. Looking for A and B. Again, I'm gonna put it exactly where you see it. Y equals 0.2 x plus 4. But that isn't my multiple choice. So I'm gonna clear out of here. 0.2, hit my double arrows to change it to a fraction. Oh, 1/5. Now I know y equals 1/5 x plus. Look at that. Look at that. Again, do it by hand. Once you had a concept down, use your calculator. Because when you get to the exam, use your calculator. Listen, time then. It's 7:07 already. That was the quickest hour known to man. So I'm gonna do one more question that anybody else had a lot through linear equations last week and this week. Is there any other type of question that you had problems with, whether in a practice test, in your Kaplan book, your Steck Vaughan book, in your adult education class? Is there a question or problem that you had that you want to answer before we leave tonight? Anything? All right, I guess we're gonna have a good night then. Listen, um, Sharon, I want you to stay.
Yeah, I'm staying. I'm
Kenya,
staying.
I want you to make sure you put your email in the chat, so you'll get an invitation to this class every Monday. How was your first time being in class? Did you learn something tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know your head is on fire. I know you sitting here like, oh my goodness, I've been studying all this time, and he showed me that it's that easy. I know that's what you're thinking, but that's
Mhm.
okay.
That's what I did.
So again, I hope to see you next week. This is every Monday from 6 to 7. Invite your friends, invite your classmates. I don't charge you anything. This is free. Now, I do have an ebook for sale for $19.99. It shows you how to walk through this, how to do all these problems with the calculator step by step. So, since there's no questions for tonight, everybody have a wonderful evening. Sharon, make sure you stay on because I want to make sure
I
you.
am.
Okay.
I am.
You too, Mr. Tensley. Everybody have a great evening. Thank you
And,
very much.
You
and
You
again,
too.
too.
Thank
congratulations,
you.
Carlos. Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations,
you, Mr. Stacy.
Carlos.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Hope everybody have
Sound like he was good in my
able to
classes.
have a, be able to pass the math test.
Mhm.
Good luck, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.